may be heading that way. Just take 7. Everybody's all not where they're supposed to be. All right, there we go, guys. Let's line them up. Carlos Siggy on the 1, A.J. Johnson on the 2, Jake Lasko on the 3, Carly Bow on the 4, Ed Fernandez, please, on the 5, Bill Flaherty on the 6, James Large lining up on the 7, James Tate on the 8, Freddie Villanova on the number 9, Josh Cox on the 10, Michael Roy on the 11, Damon Avery on the 12, Tamika Washington on the 13. All righty, guys, here we go. Racers ready. Marshall's ready. Everybody's going to go on the tone in less than 5. Here we go. We're off and running. It's going to be Carlos Siggy leading the way over here on the left hand. Oh, one gets it wrong, rolls upside down. Several of them roll upside down right in front of the field. They're trying to snake their way through. Everybody able to clear it. Oh, pile up there. Going up to the top of the hill. They're trying to get it worked out. One's still upside down. Thank you, Marshall. Here comes Carlos Siggy down the front straightaway with the race lead. Carlos Siggy in the Hong Nor, running the Pro 1 RC tires right now out in front. We'll see who that is in that number 2 spot. They're going to get a 1-lap penalty for jumping that double. Ed Fernandez, sorry, you're going to get a 1-lap penalty, sorry. I told y'all not to jump the double, buddy, you almost downsided it. 1-lap penalty, sorry. Carlos Siggy right now out in front. A.J. Johnson in that number 2. Bill Flaherty working that number 3. Once again, guys, I've said it several times. Y'all got warned in the driver's meeting. Don't jump the big double. Reason being, you can see the turn marshal right there trying to pay attention there, and what do they have? They got their back turned towards you. We don't need a marshal to take a car in the back of the head. Carlos Siggy leading the way with a 5.3-second lead up on Bill Flaherty, who's in that number 2 spot. Freddie holding on to that number 3. Josh Cox in the 4. James Large in the 5. 2 minutes down, 6 minutes left to go. Race number 13, four-wheel drive short course. You're coming up next. Carlos really beginning to stretch it out here. The Hong Nor chassis. Hong Kong Fooey in the race lead. That chassis been around so long, Patrick Rossiter had hair. I'm telling you, that's how long that chassis been around. It's been around a while. Patrick's been bald ever since I've known him. I have. You have. I don't think you've ever had hair. See you right now with a 9-second lead up on Bill Flaherty. A.J. Johnson working that number 3 spot.
Five minutes left.
All right, 3 minutes down, 5 minutes left to go. Freddie right now in that number 5. Josh Cox from 10th on the starting grid up to the number 6. Carlos Siggy still leading the way. Here comes Carlos coming down the front straight. They've got a clean track all around him. Bill Flaherty in that number 2 spot, 9 seconds back. Carlos Siggy just ran his fast lap race at a 26.9. Good lap there for Carlos. .330 down, 4:30 left to go. You're halfway there, guys. 4 minutes down, 4 minutes remaining here in race number 12.
4 minutes left.
Carlos Siggy still lead with the race lead. James Large and Freddie Villanova now battling out for the number 3 and 4 spot as they work the back section of the track. Freddie in that S-Works. James Large running the Techno. 340 left to go, 340 remaining. Four-wheel drive short course here coming up next. Carlos Ebuggy out in front, 12-second lead right now up on A.J. Johnson. James Large working at number 3. Freddie holding on to 4. Bill Flaherty falls down to the 5.
Three minutes left.
5 minutes down, 3 minutes left to go. Oh, a couple of guys getting together on that inside double. That's our race leader getting tied up with some lap traffic. That all-white buggy, white wheels, white wing coming onto the front straightaway is race leader. James Tate right now running in at number 9 spot just behind the leader. A.J. Johnson in that number 2 spot, 4.5 seconds back of Carlos. A.J. is making up some time here. We'll see where Carlos is going to be at as he's trying to work his way around that lap traffic. A.J. Johnson is closing that gap in on Carlos Ebuggy as they come down the front straightaway. Oh, Carlos all up on the pipe. Oh, no. Going to marshal it himself. They got lap traffic now stuck in between them. Coming down the hill. They're very close together now, 1 and 2. Got James Tate there just in front of them. A.J. Johnson all over the backside here of Carlos Ebuggy as they come onto the front straightaway. James gives them room. Got another lap car over here on the top left-hand side right in front of our race leaders. Carlos Ebuggy trying to work his way past. Lap car moves out of the way. A.J. Johnson trying to find a little bit more speed. As Carlos begin to pull away a little bit here now, they got a clean truck in front of them for a few more corners. Here comes your leaders up and over the big double right in front of the driver's stand. Carl Lebo and Tamika Washington, leaders coming up behind you. There they go on the left-hand side. Carlos now beginning to pull away here from AJ with 1:15 left to go in the race. Couple of bobbles there for Carlos Ebuggy, allowed A.J. Johnson to close the gap, but now Carlos Ebuggy has turned on the afterburners as he is pulling away. Ebuggy coming onto the front straightaway. Got Damon Avery. Damon going to give him a little bit of room, give him the inside line. Thank you, Damon. AJ going to be coming up behind you here in just a moment. Oh, got a couple of cars all upside down right in front of our race leader. Race leader bumps wheels with him. Now here comes A.J. Johnson trying to work his way through that same lap traffic.
30 seconds left.
Man, that little roller is the death of Carl Lebo. I can't tell you how many times that poor guy's rolled over in that same spot. 20 seconds left to go. Carlos Ebuggy out in front. A.J. Johnson in number 2.
Left.
Freddie working at number 3. James Large into 4. Carl Lebo in the number 5. Jake Glasgow in the 6. James Tate 7. Bill Flaherty in the 8. Josh Cox 9. Damon Avery in the 10. Ed Fernandez in the 11. Michael Roy in the 12. Tamika in the 13 is your running order. Oh, we got one upside down over there.
A.J. Johnson done. Carl Lebo done.
And that is the race, guys. Everybody is done. Oh, man,
Damon
with a
Avery
break right there at the end. Carlos Ebuggy with an unfortunate break, and it will be A.J. Johnson
Eduardo
coming
Fernandez
to the
done.
line and
Bill
taking
Flaherty
the
done.
win
Joshua
here
Cox
in
done.
A-Main number 1.
Michael Roy
Damon Avery already left 2. Let's line them up. Carlos Ebuggy on the 1. A.J. Johnson on number 2. Jacob Blasco on the number 3.
Line
Carl
5,
Lebo on the 4.
4, 3.
Ed Fernandez,
2,
please, on the number 5. Bill Flaherty on the 6. James Large on the 7. James Tate on the 8. Freddie on the 9. Josh Cox on the 10. And Michael Roy on the 11. All righty, guys, here we go. Racers ready. Everybody's going on the tone. Less than 5. Carlos Ebuggy going to lead the charge over here. He already took the win in A-Main. Oh, I'm sorry. He did not take the win in A-Main number 1. I think he finished 4th. I want to say it was A.J. Johnson. Oh, man, I can't remember now. I'm cold. I can't remember nothing. Yeah, A.J. Johnson took the win in A main number 1. Oh, looks like we already got a pass for the race lead, maybe. A.J. Johnson finds himself out in front here for lap number 1. Nope. A.J. with a little bit of trouble there. Going to have to be marshaled. Carlos Iggy out in front. Uh-oh. Problems here for A.J. Looks like his car shut off on the lander. I'll try to get it off and back on for him. There he goes. Nope. Carlos Iggy out in front. Jake Lasco holding on to that number 2 spot. Bill Flaherty in that number 3. Again, guys, we will be doing our podium picks for our electric classes, all of them after the completion of race 27, race 22 currently on the track. Carl Lebo working that number 3 spot. Oh, man, unfortunate break there for AJ. As he took the win at A main number 1, it guarantees him a second place finish in the overall. Bill Flaherty coming across the line just in front of Jake Lasco. Lasco 0.4 of a second back. Freddie holding on that number 5. Ed Fernandez falling down the ladder to the number 7 spot as James Large picks up the number 6. Carlos Siggy with the race lead. 6.2 seconds up on Carl Lebo, who works at number 2. Bill Flaherty holding on to that number 3. Freddie Villanova in that number 4. Jake Lasco in the number 5. Right now, Carlos Siggy has the pace that he needs to take the win overall. Here he comes onto the front straightaway. Oh, man, it's now a dead tie for the win overall. Carl Lebo holding on that number 2 spot. Left. 6 seconds back. Bill Flaherty in that number 3. Freddie in that number 4. Jake Lasco 5. Like I said, guys, remember, if you have problems in A1, you can still win the overall in A2. But that also works for the other direction as well. If you put in a solid run in A1 like A.J. Johnson did, you could still win it, even if you break in A2. Right now, it's going to come down to a tiebreaker on time. Advantage to Carlos Siggy right now. Carlos Siggy just ran his fastest lap of the race at a 26.8. 3:30 down, 4:30 left to go. 40 plus elderly buggy out on the track, presented by Smith Garage Equipment. Carlos, Carl, Freddie, Jake, and Bill, your top 5. Jake Lasco right now 1 second behind Freddie for that number 3 spot. Freddie having a good run right now in the 3, 2.3 seconds behind Carl Lebo. .330 left to go. Jake Lasco now 1.8 seconds behind Carl Lebo. Carlos Siggy still advantage on time with 3:30 left to go. There he is coming across the line, lays down a 28.1 that time by. Track not giving up any speed here as paces are still very high compared to A1 runs.
3 minutes
5
left.
minutes down, 3 minutes remaining. A lot of laps being turned here at Capital City Raceway this weekend. So far, 8,000 laps have been turned just in the race trim. Track's been holding up fairly well, starting to deteriorate a little bit, but we're almost in the books here. Carlos Siggy, 13-second lead here up on the field and still maintaining the pace that he needs. With 2 minutes left to go. What's up, buddy? Thank you. See you, Corey. Be careful, man. I heard you're being deployed somewhere, or is that Kyle Brown? I heard was being. Okay. 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 All right, man. Be careful. Yeah, you too. 6 minutes down. 2 minutes left to go.
Left.
Carlos Siggy, Carl Lebo, Jake Lasco, Freddie Villanova, and James Large, your top 5. James Tate working the 6. Michael Roy in that number 7. Ed Fernandez in the 8. Bill Flaherty 9. Oh, got a long lap there for Bill Flaherty. Signal strength is very good, though. I don't know if he just had an issue or just a strange miss of lap. Josh Cox rounding out in at number 10. 1:30 remaining. Race number 22 on the track. Race 23, you're on deck. Oh, wow. I'm going for a tumble here at the end of the front straightaway.
1 minute left.
7 minutes down, 1 minute left to go. Carlos Siggy still out in front. Oh boy, the time though is getting close. He's still got the edge that he needs, but it is
left.
Close on time. It is less than a second right now to the good for the win overall. In the AA main format, A.J. Johnson took a win in A main number 1.
30 seconds
Carlos
left.
Siggy leading here in A main number 2. It'll come down to a tiebreaker if it stays this way. Final lap here. Carlos Siggy got to keep it on all
left.
4 wheels, but he cannot check up too much. Oh no! Carlos Siggy into the pipe! Oh no! How much time will he lose here?
James
As the
Large
race
done.
clock expires.
Freddie Villalona done. James Tate done. Michael Roy done.
Here he comes onto the front straightaway.
Edgardo
What will it
Fernandez
be?
done.
He will finish up with
Carlos
a
Siggy done.
17-8-10 to A.J. Johnson, 17-8-06. As A.J. Johnson will take the win
Joshua
overall
Cox done.
here in 40-plus
Carl Lebo
Ebuggy.
done.
Carlos Siggy will come home in at number 2.
Jacob Lasco
Carl
done.
Lebo going to finish up in that 3 spot overall. Jake Lasco comes home in the number 4 in that race.